From collapse to come on in, a local gas station prepares to welcome drivers half a year after a microburst destroyed its canopy. Those needing gas off Meridian Road in Rockford have had one less option until tomorrow. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley goes behind the orange cones that will soon disappear as the mobile returns.
I'm going to be their greatest unpaid salesman the rest of my life.
Insurance coverage lets Chip Williams laugh. But in June, a microburst of wind and rain tore his gas station down.
The combination of those two put an incredible amount of weight in the east side of the canopy and caused it to collapse.
For about half a year, this sign has been up outside the mobile on Meridian. But this, as soon as possible, is here.
It's so close. I mean, right down the corner, instead of going all the way into town or all the way the other way.
Down the street, those at Meridian Nursery welcome the station's return.
People can get their gas and they can come over here, get their plants. We use it a lot because it's so close to fill up our trucks and have it to the job site.
The mobile comes back stronger with galvanized steel reinforcing its canopy.
Every gas station in the Midwest has a problem with salt and steel and rust, and so we've eliminated that problem.
A $1 million facelift also updates the 27-year-old station with upgrades to
all the conduit, all the petroleum piping, footings, the driveway, the concrete, the pumps.
It's the last hours of quiet here before drivers fill up and Meridian Road sees busier days once again.
We'll open the doors and see who is the first one and probably treat them properly.
It'll be good to be back to normal there.
In Rockford, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.
It could easily be one of us at the station that will be treated properly for being the first ones there. While there isn't a specific time yet for the mobile to reopen, Williams expects drivers can return sometime in the late morning.